Hey there, welcome to part two. So, we just got done talking about how everything is connected through numbers, how everything in the human body relates to even the days of the week. We're living in an internal, the sine wave, or the realm of duality, where we experience the various shifts in consciousness and on a daily level. So, now we'll talk about how that relates to the 12 systems and how not only seven, because we hear seven in all the stories, seven planets, 7 days of the week, even the Snow White and the seven dwarfs, um, or the seven visible planets, the seven notes. And we talk about the seven notes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. Each one corresponds to a different plane of existence here. So you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. So right now you could be living at a very low spectrum of consciousness or a very low tone, and by increasing your tone, you can reach for higher knowledge. And you know, Samael Weor and Crum Heller, great Gnostic, great esoteric, said the best way, one of the best ways to attain these higher understandings, because with the more understanding you have, the less likely you are to thwart the path. So mantra vocalization and hitting high tones like doing E or O or even Om, using sound, because sound is even more subtle than breath. Yes, we have to focus on the breath and the awareness, but sound is on a whole other dynamic, and it connects to the higher layers of our being, especially if you can kind of merge with that sound while being conscious of it. And also understanding this, how 12 relates to your life and how it can give more meaning and purpose. Understanding that there's the 12 chromatic scale, there's 12 notes also. There's a scale with 12 notes. There's 12 systems in the body: the skeletal, the digestive, the reproductive system, the nervous system, the skin organ, the digestive system. If I already mentioned that, there's 12 different systems. If you look up on Google, type in the 12 systems of the body, you'll see that there's 12. And then there's 12 signs of the zodiac. So the ancients were correct to label each one of these 12 systems with a particular zodiac, even down to the shape. Like Gemini rules the arms. Well, hey, Gemini rules the lungs, which are connected to arms. Aries rules the head, the cerebrum. And up in the cerebrum, it actually looks like a lamb or a ram. And you have Pisces at the feet, the two fish, and each one relates to, there's the bone, the skeletal system, the digestive system, and so on. In the Bible, you hear a lot of the 12 loaves or the 12 disciples and the 12 labors. So we're like in some type of geometric realm where we're constantly being influxed by 7 and 12, 7 and 12. And that's why we went through the 12 steps of the alchemical process, and we go through the 7 stages of self-actualization, self-realization. And throughout our life, we have the assistance of various angels or angels of light, which are the beings or intelligent non-corporeal beings, which means non-physical. So they have ascended past the realm of physical, or now in the realm of the non-flesh. And these beings are able to communicate with us through our energy and give us ideas and perceptions and ideals and higher ways of seeing it, as long as our vibration internally is matching those higher beings. Now, if we're on a lower level, we're at risk of being thwarted by lower beings. And that's why the whole Bible and all the stories of religion are to save us from the physical realm, because the physical realm is where the soul can get basically drowned in its own confusion, drowned in its own lost temptations, and lost in the woods of life, only to be called back by the Christian of the Christ, or the Christos, which is the inner sun. So here we're getting into more correspondences of as within, so without. Because everything you see without, whether it be the sun or the moon or the sky or earth or anything physical, is also within yourself, because you came from the universe and the universe came from God. So if God created the universe created man, and all the 12 zodiac and all the sky and all the heavens and all the visible notes and colors and glands are all within the human body, then that makes you a child of this organism or this program. So once you pass and understand that you're here to do things very similar to nature, In the same way that the sun is vaporizing the water becomes the mist becomes the clouds, it's rising and purifying. So in the same way, the spiritual sun within is rising your internal soul, which has always been related to water. And once the soul's been evaporated up into the high heavens, it creates its form. It maintains a form. You know, you're not just on some endless process of never ending reincarnation or a never ending hell or nirvana or oblivion. A lot of Western esotericists love to teach the oblivion. You're going to nothingness. You don't have any. No. You came here to individualize yourself. You're in the womb just like you have a mom and a dad and they love you. Same way in the spirit realm. There's spiritual beings that actually take note and account for lower realms and are trying to figure out what's going on. So I definitely consider looking more into it and broadening your studies to Thomas H. Burgoyne, Light of Egypt, Western Hermeticists, as well as true Eastern teachings. You know, don't just get for one, or don't just be a non-dualist or Advaita Vedanta New Age that the universe is God, whatever. And don't get caught up in the crowd of religious fanaticism or constantly trying to choose a religion constantly. Instead, choose the religion, the science of the soul, the internal potency, the Christ, the Krishna, the Christ is the Lamb. The Lamb is within you. Every year when the spring comes, and also on your own personal level, the Lamb of God comes to renew your soul, to come and knock at the door and say, hey, you know what? What is it that you need to do to understand better? What is it that you need to do to help better? You know, because we're just gardeners here in the garden of God. So we were just meant to be tenders of this garden, keepers of the garden. And it's good to not go astray. And the universal deity is also placed, I like how, I don't know what to call them. I guess Ralph Smart calls them the inorganic ones. I don't know if you follow him. I agree with some of the things he says. And inorganic ones are created by beings that are essentially here to be the opposite side of the chessboard, basically, so that it creates attention. But a lot of these souls are departed souls that were once at higher stages of consciousness and chose to become individualized, independent, and submerge themselves in lower dimensions to the point where they've almost been fully cut off and have started to wage war against the higher consciousness. So take that on for a ride for sure. So there's a lot more that meets the eye to religion. You know, it's not just going to New Age or becoming atheist or becoming nihilist or, saying you only live once or saying you're reincarnated. None of it's actually true. It's all lies. We've all been kept. They've just kept the secret from us from all until now. So if you look, seek, and you shall find. Knock and the door will be opened, and see you in the next video.